fucking cameras in this place.
Oh, who the fuck are you?
I'm the guy who does his job. You must be the other guy.
Ho! Hey folks, I'm Dutch Doll. I'm the host of Dutch Doll Discussions. How are we doing today? I'm doing pretty good myself, not that you really fucking care. But today we're going to talk about the voices in my head. So sit back, relax, take a load off, and watch for the next 15 minutes. Please watch to get to the end of the video. Just tell me if you like what you see. Shit, is this really happening? The New York City mayor wants the police department to go back to policing the public? What the fuck? Oh my god, after the last mayor and crime going up, what the fuck are they thinking? I really feel like I'm in the...
You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
The Twilight Zone. You gotta love the segue, right? Subtle as a chainsaw. Real subtle. Hey, listen, I had to work it back in there. But I really do feel like the city has gone into the Twilight Zone. I really do. I look at the window every day. I turn on the news every day. I hear what's going on around me. I don't like it. The city has not been this way for quite some time. They're graffiti back on the trains. They're graffitiing all over the fucking trains. We're back in the 80s? What's going to be the next drug epidemic that hits the city? What's going to teeter us over that we're going to turn around and wake up and say, oh, I'm real woke now. We need cops to do their motherfucking jobs. We need cops like the class of 98. Class of 97, 96, 95, where cops went out there and did their jobs. Despite any brutality complaints or lawsuits or whatever the fuck they got their job done. And justice was dealt out by the courts. Listen, you don't want to go when we place you under arrest. It becomes a contact sport. You did it to yourself. People have always heard me say on this channel, police work is a contact sport. You dictate the amount of force used against you. Now, you don't like that I placed you in the handcuffs and you want to sue me later on. Go right ahead. Take your best shot. But when there's 30 of us on a stack going through a door or doing a takedown and you name us all in a lawsuit and we all get away scot-free, even the judge saw you're an idiot. Well, and if you're going to sue a cop in the city of New York or sue this department in the city of New York, make sure you don't get killed before your payout comes. I mean, that's just bad form if you get killed when you get paid out, right? See, it never pays you at that point, and the lawsuit stays open. I talk from experience. I have one of those going on right now. So, folks, what do we got going on? Homicide is up. Cars being stripped on the side of the road. Graffiti on the trains. Houses being foreclosed on. Vacant apartments dealing drugs out of. People overdosing in the street like back in the 80s in Coney Island with heroin and fentanyl and all that other shit. The name of the game right now is fentanyl. Back in the day it was heroin. Crack cocaine. Yeah, it's a whole new world out there. A whole new world. Yeah, a whole new world. Yeah, you do enough of that shit, you're going to wind up dead. There's a whole fucking new world for you right there. There's an idiot in Ironton, Ohio, looking to delete laws, thinking drugs should be not against the law. Not prescribed by a doctor, you prescribe your own. No. No, people die. You don't have an education in the medical field. And you want to just delete the laws that give the doctors the only right to prescribe drugs to a patient. Yes, there's medical malpractice. Doctors make mistakes. That's on them. But there are laws to facilitate that. But you want to get rid of all the laws and do this transparency thing. Yes, Chili, I'm talking about you. I don't know much about you, but what I do know about you, I don't like. If you want to go do drugs to broaden your mind, gentlemen,
let's broaden our minds.
Now, Chili, I mean, you're not Jack Nicholson, but okay, you want to broaden people's minds, go right ahead. But I hear there's a captain in the Ironton PD that's going to kick your ass. Hopefully this guy is not robbed with all that training he's doing like I was robbed with Glenn. I trained for 6 months to get in the ring with Glenn. Zero. Ordered in the USA. And he ran away. I don't know who Dutch Doyle is. He knew exactly. We talked on the fucking phone. We talked Facebook Messenger. Jelly, you got a reckoning coming. That captain? Oh. He can taste you already. He can taste the victory. Now, we're all trying to debate submission or knockout. I feel it should be knockout. But, you know, it's a whole new world. Brightler, kindler police department. They might give you submission. They might. But this guy's going to kick your ass. I don't care what color Power Ranger you were. Probably the pink Power Ranger. But that's okay. Maybe you can morph into your Mighty Mighty Power Ranger stuff. You know? Go Power Ranger. What? Maybe I was mistaken. I didn't see you in there. I thought you were a Power Ranger. You weren't any of the colors. Maybe I was wrong. I didn't see Chili Castro in there at all on the names. Okay, well, whatever. Guess what? The beat cop is back. They're bringing him back. The laws are being changed back to where they were before the idiot got into office. New York cops will go back to doing what motherfucking New York cops do. Police the city. Somebody once called me on one of these YouTube channels a disgrace to the department. I was just your typical Irish Brooklyn cop. Every other cop was the same as me. So you want to call me a disgrace? That's what a cop did back then. We did our jobs. City may not need that cop anymore, but guess what? We always put in a glass case, breaking case of emergency, we come back. Now, Chili, your delete lost things is not going to work. You got a lot of big challenges after you. Well, you got Blue Bacon. He's a friend of mine. I like that guy a lot. Uncle Artie. I like that guy a lot. You got Mansoul Report after you. Well, I'm not going to come after you. You'll never hear about me talking about you on the video again. I've been gone for a while. I had to move. Nice new house. Get my life restarted out here. But I'm doing good. I recovered from my fire. It's been a year since the fire. I'm ready to leave that negativity behind me and move forward. But, Joey, go back to being the jock sock. It's what you were good at. Leave all this fucking Power Ranger, fucking delete law shit to people who know what they do. Leave it to the lawyers. You're not a constitutional lawyer. And you do have an arrest record. You do. Anytime the cops put handcuffs on you for misdemeanor or in lieu of, summons is in lieu of arrest, so it counts as an arrest, you were arrested. I'm sorry to say. Just take that out of your mind and stop saying you don't have a criminal record. You do. Because then you're lying about your criminal record. Like you lied about your identity. Just, Chili, come on. I'm not getting on the Chili bandwagon here. I am not. You're not a topic I want to cover. But the topic I do want to cover is, when all is said and done, the New York City Police Department will live on. And we will go back to the fundamentals that made us the greatest police department in the world. We got people shooting each other in the streets. We got kids running home with guns in their hands, trading shots back and forth with the cops. We had another cop shot the other night in the Bronx. Took one to the vest. Where's the perp? He's not going to be talking. There'll be no statements from him. You know what? If more people who shot cops wound up like that, I'd be totally okay with that. I would. So would a lot of other people. But we live in a society of laws. So even if you did take a shot at a cop and they would have placed you into custody without shooting you, you still got your day in court. You do. But, yeah, what this world is coming to and what everything has happened in New York City. Listen, Portland, Oregon, all that shit happened. Baltimore, Maryland, Freddie Gray, yeah, all that other shit. Ferguson, the Ferguson effect. We are coming out of the Ferguson effect. They let it go for as long as they can, and you know what? Now we can't control the public. We can't. We can't. The public cannot govern themselves. You need police officers back enforcing the laws. Qualified immunity is going to come back, so you're going to be saying you're going to lose your qualified immunity like Joe Auger said that one time. And where's Joe Auger now? Joe Auger's in court, fighting for his freedom. Yeah, people... This anti-cop rhetoric, this fucking war on cops has got to come to an end. Because sooner or later, the evil turns on you. And what's going to happen? The first person you're going to call is 911. The first person they're going to send is a guy in a blue uniform with lights on top of his car. That's what we get. We get paid to respond. We're the first line responders. We assess the scene as we approach it. And we find out what's going on. We radio it back in. We get you the help that you need. That's why the city's got lawyers. That's why the city's got a slush fund to pay out frivolous lawsuits. You know why they pay him out? They pay him out because it's cheaper to pay it out than fight it in court sometimes. Yeah. And you know what? A blanket lawsuit's a blanket lawsuit. Yes, every officer is listed on the blanket lawsuit. Yes, we know that. And every officer is held accountable. But the last page of the lawsuit, the last page, tells you what the disposition is. I read that last page if I were you before you start. Yeah, read that last page. It's called indemnification. Yes, he did these actions. But in a court of law, we found them within the legal guidelines. He hit the officer. Officer hit him back with a nightstick. Cracked his head open. Well, that's not a proportionate response. Well, you get on the street, get hit in the face. You tell me how you react. It fucking hurts. So if I have to hit you in the head with a nightstick to incapacitate you, get you in handcuffs, to bring you to your day in court, I'm just a dog catcher. Dog bites me, I mace the dog. Folks, you can't let the city run roughshod over itself. You can't. Look what's happening in New York. Look what's happening in Chicago. They lost that city years ago. And gang members are shooting up. Yeah, New York is being taken over by gangs again. I'm going to move this right here because I came from the gang unit right there. I was in the gang unit. And what happened after every time? They got rid of the gang unit. No more gang unit. But now gangs are a problem again. And everybody from my unit, well retired. Well gone. Who's going to pick up that chalice? Who's going to pick it up and take the fight back to them? Well, you got to train all that intel's got to be regenerated. The database has been purged. You're behind an 8 ball. It's never good to be behind the 8 ball, is it? Having a city police itself without having a professional police department to do it is the most idiotic, insane fucking thing I ever heard. On my honor, Boy Scouts, give a hoot, don't pollute, the whole 9 yards. Like, that shit worked in the military academy. I would not lie, cheat, or steal, nor tolerate those that do. There was a code of conduct. There was a code of honor. It's not going to work in big city USA. It's not going to work in New York City. But you as the mayor, giving control of the city over to the public is...
It's an act of lunacy, General Sa. Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.
At this point, Mr. Mayor, in my life, being retired, doing 21 years, 1 year passed when my pension was available to me. I gave you an extra year. And Madam Police Commissioner, if I were you, I'd get my head out of my ass and let motherfucking cops do what motherfucking cops do and do some old school policing and take back our city. Where grandparents can walk down the street at 9, 10 o'clock at night and not have to worry about getting mugged. Run to the store to get a pack of cigarettes or a carton of milk or eggs. Dad went for a pack of cigarettes. That was 6 years ago. Still haven't seen him. No, just joking. My father's still here. Madam Police Commissioner, Mr. Mayor, give us back our city. Give our city back to the New York City Police Department. Bring back the legends that we had that were New York City cops. I mean, I'm not too shabby myself, but my time has come and passed. But I can speak on the words and the lives of my brothers and sisters who are still in service to the city. Who want to do the right thing, who can't do the right thing because politicians cuff them and they can't cuff perps. You want crime solved? It's easier to stop a crime from happening and not have to solve it than it is to solve a crime. I mean, seriously. It's policing 101. Omnipresence makes the city function. Not putting as many cops in the street at one time? Police academy classes were 1,500 at a time. What are you graduating now? 400 to 500 maybe? Maybe on a good day, more like 350 with the washout rate. Something to think about, folks. It's happening all across this country. Crime is taking over. The murder rate's going up. Quality of life is going down. We need to bring back broken windows before the theory is null and void. It doesn't work anymore. We need to evolve with crime. Not hug a thug. Let's all hold hands, sing kumbaya, give peace a chance. It's not working. We need to go back to the way it was. Folks, I'm Dutch Doyle. I'm the host of these discussions. I am so glad to be back with you. Please, watch the rest of the video. Give me a share, like, subscribe. Definitely give me a thumbs up if you liked it, or a thumbs down if you hated it. I'd like to know. Leave a comment. Maybe I'll see you next week. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I'll see you the day after that. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. I'm retired. I'm going to start acting retired. Later.
Big cock and big muscles.